going live, and you're live. Oh, and just what I like to see, we've got one person come and join us. Oh, that's good. Afternoon, Jack. How you doing? Sorry, I'm just messing about at the moment. Just loading something else up. Oh, really? Is that it? So what's that? Yeah, okay. All right. Hello, Lou. I'm just going to send you a message, actually, Lou. I did mean to do it just now, but I just haven't had time. Afternoon, Will. Lorna, hello again. Lorna. Have you lost your spanner, Lorna? It was you that had one, wasn't it? I can't see. I think it was you, was it? Sorry if it wasn't you. You've lost it. Okay. Right, we'll do it there. Right, I'll just wait a second. I'm just going to quickly send a message while we're waiting. Well, say waiting for the views to go up. It probably won't. Right there. Right, you should have your spanner back now anyway. Yep, yeah, brilliant. You all right, Matt? Yeah, not a bad day. Yeah, clean shaven today. I shouldn't be saying what I'm reading, texting really, should I? Sorry, it's not much fun watching me send a text message. Right, that's done. So how is everybody? Are you all, Steve's in as well. All recovered from the weekend? It's right, I'm really not doing anything exciting. I'm just putting meds into my box. I have to do that or I forget exactly what I'm doing. Right, so I'll give you all an update on what I've been told rolling over from the 24 hours. Hi, hello, I'm good. You? So the Gruffalo, any Gruffalos that were ordered or pre-ordered, most of those are on the verge of being ready to be sent out, and by the end of the week they should start getting out to everybody that's ordered or pre-ordered any of the Gruffalos. All the other COA coins that were sold on the auctions at the weekend, normally they don't get sent out until that coin is released into circulation. But because of the 24 hours and it being for charity, etc., and to be fair, they were the only coins that we were auctioning, they're going to be up, getting done sooner. But Gruffalo will take priority over any other coins. You're right, Javid. similar sort of thing to when Ian did the his Mad weekend. If any of you were on that, obviously, do all the auctions get paid through Ian's website? Yes, Matt. Obviously, unless it's coins. If it's coins, then you send them to Ian. But yeah, they all get paid through the website. So yeah, it's a similar sort of thing to when Ian had his Mad weekend, and that just generated so many sales that there was obviously a delay in orders getting processed. So it's going to be a similar sort of thing to that. The Gruffalo orders will take the precedent, and the other ones will then follow. So hopefully, sort of within sort of 2 weeks, I'm hoping they'll all be processed and on their way. Oh, bless you, Lou. That's really nice. Bless you. So yeah, so that's the idea along that way. No, it's fine. It's fine. I've only just thought of that because I wasn't meant to be doing this 3 hour. So I thought, you know what? I'll do the 3 hours and then I'll do what I've just spoke to you about, because it did upset me a bit. So yeah, so that's the plan. So if anybody's got any questions about the weekend, fire them away and I'll try my best to answer them for you. There was also, I just think it's something that's deserved, Lou, you know, and it did. I know it upset you, it did upset me, and I'm not going to say any names, but the person concerned was quite upset about it. So I just think it's, you know, it's something nice, and it'd be a surprise as well. So, yeah, the only other thing to come from the weekend, there was a big mess up. Say a big mess up. I don't think it was too bad, if I'm honest. The Gruffalo coin was meant to be on the website to be sold, but the coin itself wasn't actually put up until after the 24 hours live stream had ended. So, but we sold plenty of them through the auctions and whatever anyway, so we could, you know, everybody had a chance to get the coin. So yeah, so that's the 24 hours out of the way. I'm sure I'm going to get asked 1,000,001 times. So, as of this week, like now, pretty much the Great British Coin Hunt are going to be going 12 hours minimum a day, starting from today. So we always have our 12 to 5, I call it morning shifts. Steve Fraser says no, after 12 it's afternoon. But anyway, so we always have the 12 to 5 shifts. This week, where are we going? Okay. Today I'm going to do 5 till 8. Then we got My Family Collects from 8 till 10. And Coins and More 11 till 12. So we have got a down hour there, but Ian will be back home, so there's a chance that he'll come on then. Tuesday we've got our 12 till 5, and then we've got, okay, this is going to confuse me more now, because on some of them I put their channel names and on others I put their actual names. So it's just going to confuse me a bit more. I've got, is it Scott? I can't even read my own writings. Oh, sorry, it's Scott Donaldson. Tomorrow, he's going to do 8 till 12. Wednesday, again, we got our 12 to 5. Then we've got Matt from Coins and More. He's going to do 8 till 9. So Wednesday we've still got a couple of slots to fill. Thursday we've got 12 to 5, and then Scott again is going to do 8 till 12. Friday normal slot, my family doing a 9 till 11, Collins and Moore doing 11 till 12. Saturday, John Gamble's going to do a 12 till 5. Dragon Lord Steve is 5 till 8. Matt from Collins and Moore, 8 till 9. I'm doing 9 till 12. Sunday, John Gamble again, 12 till 5. And 9 till 12, me. When is Matt doing his drag? When have I got him down for? I've got him down for tonight, so I don't know whether it's going to be tonight. He did send a message saying hopefully his first or his next live stream will be his drag. So I've got him down as 11 till 12 tonight. So I'm not 100% sure whether it's going to be tonight. There's a load of text messages pinging in the background. Yeah, nobody wants to miss that. I do agree with that. No. No, it's funny enough, it is Matt, but he's talking about not giving the kids baked beans for tea. If any of you saw his stream Sunday morning, you'll understand what that was about. So that's the plan going forward. It's going to be pretty much 12 hours a day. Obviously, there's still a couple of streams to, a couple of slots that need filling. But that will be the plan. Double portions. I don't know if you've seen it. He's actually, hey Polly, you all right? He's actually done another video and just put it up. It was just literally that clip of it. And it's brilliant. That's all right, Andy, not a problem, mate. Appreciate you coming on anyway. So yeah, that's the plans moving forward. I know long term the plan is to try to get the channel 24 hours, 7 days a week. Whether we can actually do that, I don't know. I've got one or two ideas that I need to talk to a couple of people about, and so a lot of emails will get pinged about over the course of the next day or two. But I'm just a bit cautious, or wary, should I say, that people are still trying to recover properly from the weekend. So I'll let them have a couple of days off, and then I'll ping all these emails around and we'll see where we go with it. If any of you that were on Steve's stream, you'll know, or you might have seen that I was talking about hopefully trying to add in a couple of features as well. At the moment, not that there's anything wrong with it, don't get me wrong at all. But it is just that us, sitting here chatting with you or trying to sell you something. Obviously, that's what the channel's for, because Ian wants to make money. He don't want to go out of business. But try to get a couple of features included as a regular thing as well. So, possibly getting John Gamble to do sort of an hour at the weekend where it's just about US coins. Or US notes, because obviously John's got a good following from America. Maybe if this is making too much noise for you when I'm opening these pills, tell me and I'll stop it. Maybe doing an hour feature where it is just for beginners that are collecting, and you can cover some of the basics with collecting and that kind of thing. Because obviously, You know, we've all made mistakes with collecting. You know, we've all made purchases that we thought were good at the time that weren't, or whatever. So if we can chuck that, you know, if we can get some, maybe Byron's aching again. Yeah, but just a few ideas like that. And obviously, if anybody that's watching has got any ideas, chuck them at us, and we'll see where we can go with them. That's the idea. As far as auctions going, obviously the auctions are still going to be going. You can now, Ian changed the goalposts again. Not like Ian, I know. But he's changed the goalposts again, and now your bids will be in either coins or cash. So each coin that you're bidding in now has a value of £1. So no, it's fine, Chris. It's absolutely fine, mate. Am I sure about what, Chris? Beginner's idea is cool. It's hard meeting when you've only just sort of started and picking ideas from the internet. Most channels talk about coins, and everybody should be. Yeah. So this is it. I mean, you've got a couple of people at the moment with Bungle that's doing the 10p's and some of those kind of things, and telling you which ones that you should be looking out for. But I was thinking more, you know, like you say, a complete beginner's idea, beginner's guide, if you like, to collecting. Some of the things that you should watch out for, you know, not to do. Ian changing his mind. Honestly, I felt such an idiot, right? So obviously the live stream finished yesterday, just after 12 in the end with Ian. I come off then, Ian gave me a ring and we discussed a couple of things and etc. So I was, yeah, not a problem, I'm happy with that. So I went off, sent a couple of emails to the people that it would have an impact on, if you like. Then I just switched everything off, went to the bedroom, and I was watching the football and sort of in and out of consciousness, and didn't properly wake up until this morning. I've got up this morning, I've got all these text messages and emails. Like, what are you talking about? That's not what's happening. I was like, what? This is what I was told. Yeah, spoke to Ian, and surprise, surprise, it changed his mind. So I was right. Yeah, come out of that not too good. The other big change, I guess, going forward is your CJs from now on have got free reign over what they put up for auction. There is, if you like, a target that we've got to try and achieve. Obviously, I'm not going to share that with you. But if it's on the website and it's a coin that you want, but you don't want to pay the price that's on the website, you think it's overpriced or whatever, tell the CJs they're on and they can put it up for an auction. Ian's been, you know, quite honest with people in the respect that he tries to work on a 3 times basis. So he'll buy a coin and he'll sell it for 3 times what he's bought it for. So going on that, if something's going up for an auction, it has to have a minimum bid of a third of what it's listed on the website for. So the idea being, if only the one person bids on that coin, then Ian is still getting it at cost. It's not, you know, he's not going to be losing money, which I think is fair enough. You know, there's still a chance that you're going to get it for a lot cheaper than what it's listed for. And as I say, they've got free reign on that. I did a couple over the weekend. I think I did one where I actually boxed 10 coins together and did it, a 10, and I put a minimum bot price on it. Only one person bidded on it, and she got a fantastic deal. I think I did it just below 50% for her. She was more than happy to pay that. Then I did it again Sunday morning. She was trying to purchase every coin that was listed on the COAs. She was 3 coins short, so I put the 3 coins together as a job lot, set a minimum price for it. Fortunately for her, everybody that was on the stream at the time knew what was happening. Nobody else bidded, so she got it for a really good price again. So, if there's sets of coins that you want, tell the CJs that are on at the time, or their moderators or whatever, and they can certainly have a look at doing something for you. What cannot be put up for auction, I know we did one today, or Steve did one today, but what can't go up for auctions are the mystery box ones, mystery parcels, and that's because they're already on there at 50% discount on them. I'm not 100% sure what is on there. I know there's a £50 one, and I think a £100 one. And so the £100 one, as an example, contains £200 worth of coins. So we can't put that up for an auction at 30 quid because it's already been reduced by 50%, if that makes sense. So they can't go up for auction. The coins that you can use to bid with, that has changed again slightly. At the weekend, Ian included your the American quarters. Was it State and Park commemorative quarters? I don't know if other people are aware that he's added new ones. The new ones that he's added are any of the UK territory coins, 10, 20 and 50p. So any of those coins can also be now used in auctions. You will probably get seen a lot of coins from all these auctions. That's great if some people are spare, but for some, they aren't able to find them. Just getting from this is it, and making it now that each coin has a value of £1. You don't, at the time, you don't declare whether you're bidding in pounds or coins. That's of no relevance to us. You're just bidding, 40 or 20 or whatever it is that you're bidding on. And it's only once that auction is then finished that we will then say to you, you're paying in coins or in cash. Coins or in cash. If you're paying in cash, it's the same as it's been. You go pay via the admin listing. If it's coins, exactly the same process again. You just send your coins into Ian, and he'll send you the coin that you want. You're probably bored of hearing it by now, but please, if you're sending in coins, send in a note with it. He's now asking, again, that's changed slightly. He's now asking if you're if you're sending in coins and you've won 3 auctions, let's say for ease of sake, you've won 3 of the RAF coins. He's now asking if you pack each one individually. You can send it all in the same parcel, but can you pack it individually and mark, even if it's just writing on the envelope how many coins it is and what it's for. It just makes life so much easier at the other end for them to try and sort it out. So I think that I've pretty much covered everything there. So fire away. If any of you have got any questions, fire away, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. If I can't get you an answer now, they don't need to be recorded post. No, that's entirely on you. How many, how you send it. I would suggest if you're sending a lot, then send it recorded post. The full address, you can find the full address on the website, but I will pop it up for you. No doubt somebody's going to beat me to it. I know it's somewhere on there. Oh, now it's all changed again. Chris, I don't mean to be a pain. Have you got the address? Oh, actually, I probably got it. I know it's 286 Dorchester Road, Weymouth, Dorset. I'm just not sure of the postcode. Yeah, it's entirely up to you, Polly. If you're sending it recorded, I would suggest to probably do it that way. You're covering yourself. Just cover yourself then, don't you? I'm sure, I know I've got his address somewhere written down or on the, there we go. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I wasn't far off. So that's where they all go. So yeah, any questions? Is there a specific name? No, just the Great British Coin Hunt. Address it to that. Send it to that. Inside, you can put with your note, you can put on there what CJ was on when you won your auction. The more detail you can put on there, the easier it makes it at the other end. And all that means is the easier you make it for them, the quicker you're going to get your coin back to you. Some people have been adding, no, but ignore that. I was going to get myself confused there. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say, Javid. It's better if you do send it recorded. I know it costs you a couple of quid, whatever. But let's face it, if you're sending in 2p's or 10p's, you've got yourself a hell of a deal anyway. So I don't know what it is, couple of quid, recorded delivery, then it's worth doing, I know not that I expect any of you to, but I know 718 Gruffalos being sent cost £26.10p in recorded delivery, but I don't expect any of you to send that in. So if you've got any questions, fire them across and I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't get an answer for you now, I certainly get an answer for you within 24 hours. If everybody's happy with that, got no queries. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Javid, but what I've heard from them has come recorded. Yeah, fair. Yeah, exactly. 125 50p's cost £8.95. That's not bad, to be honest, Chris, though. It's not. I don't think it is. Okay. A suggestion from Chris. He addresses it to Ian Lambert rather than the Great British Coin Hunt. If Ian's having trouble with parcels going missing at his end, there's a risk parcels to him are also being nicked. Yeah, it's a fair point. Why do people say, well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, cheesy Watsits. I haven't had them for a long time. So yeah, if I can't get you an answer, I certainly will within 24 hours. So we'll quickly move on then, if everybody's happy with that. We'll move on. Is there any coins? Are there any coins that anybody's got that, Chris, I did that, even sending special delivery. Yeah, it makes no difference at Ian's end as to who will actually open the parcel. It all still goes straight into the office, and I think it's Logan that deals with the parcels. So whether it's addressed to Ian or whether it's addressed to Great British Coin Hunt, it all still gets opened by the same person, if you like. So it's not, there's no issues with that. Sorry, I promise you this is the last box of medication that I'm opening. Javid, as I'm getting busy because Christmas is coming, so Royal Mail will do a lot of mistakes. I got the day letter which had to be signed, postman signed and dropped in my box. I was shocked. I get this from time to time, Javid, with, I think I've got what you're saying, with postman delivering something that's meant to be signed for. And I'm in all day, every day. So I know he's not knocked on my door. When I'll go out to go pop across the shop or something, I've got a parcel sitting on my door. Nobody signed for it, nothing. So, yeah, they don't always do what they should. So what about any coins? Is there anything anybody would like to see go up for auction? If not, I'm just going to pick you something to get us started, because I don't think it would be too good if I sat here for 3 hours and we didn't sell something. Right. I was going to say that's all my notes, but it's not. Sorry, 1 second. Oh. So if everybody's happy with that and you haven't got any questions for that, then we'll just skip forward. Get it in the right box now. Right. Nobody's going to pick a coin, so I'm going to suggest that we chuck up a Kew Gardens, because that always gets everybody going, doesn't it? Everybody likes this. And before Lou comes in with a smart ass comment, it's a 2019. Oh no, it wasn't that. It was the Gruffalo, wasn't it? I should have said it was 2019. Just letter all packed for me. Look out for it on Wednesday. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Lou. You really didn't have to do that. You really didn't. Oh, that reminds me, actually. So what about a queue? Does everybody want to see a Kew Garden then? Go up for auction. Okay, right. So for those of you that stuck around for, you've been interested in the 2 pairs for 2015, £2. I'll look at those in a minute, Steve. For those of you that stuck around into the early hours of the morning, or you got up early hours of the morning to join in with the 24 hours, you'll know that Hannah really wasn't well. And it was touch and go at one point whether she was even going to stream. She wasn't that well. Then she did finally come on, and then bless her heart, she was in a lot of pain, and she was wired up to a machine and everything. And a few people were a bit concerned because they hadn't seen her today. I've just had to say I had a message from her 20 minutes or so ago. She's still hooked up into her pain, and she's hooked up to her pain. She's still hooked up to her machine to getting the pain relief from that. Slept most of the day. She'll try to get on at some point, but can't promise it. and she's sending her love to everybody that's asked after her. So that's an update on Hannah for those that were asking or wanted to know. Right, your £2 2015s. Help me out, Steve. Do you know what part they're listed under? Don't say £2 because that's obvious. Which ones they're listed under, and I can find them. It won't be commemoratives, will it? Because that's the package stuff. What's with Hannah? Yeah. She said she'll try to get on. So, how many queues is Ian planning to put into circulation? I would not like to have a guess at the moment, Ali. Saying that, I'm just about to. I'm going to probably get the figures all miles out now. I believe for the Peter Rabbit, it was 400, was it? For Peter Rabbit. I think for the Gruff, it's gonna. It's all right. I'm just lazy. I keep calling it Gruff. I think it's 750. I thought it was 1,000, but I've got a feeling now it might be 750. I have a feeling with Q, keeping in line with the original Q. If you're asking me, it would make sense to make Q not many going into circulation. Peter Rabbit is always going to remain the lowest, but going forward, so I would imagine it, to me, it would make sense if Q was a low-figured one as well. But I say I can't confirm that. Okay, I'm a bit confused now. Investment for 2015. I don't know what you're talking about. I did ask Steve Dragonlord to tell me where his £2 coins are on the site, but I don't know, so I'm going to have a look now, aren't I? I don't know what you mean there, Chris, with investment. Didn't want to wake her. I like waking up at 7. Investments can be done. Probably not by every CJ. And with the investments, I've got a feeling that the starting bid on that will be 50%. I don't intend on putting an investment up today. So I'll get a definitive answer for us on that. So going forward, we'll know for definite on that. But no, the mystery parcels, it just makes, for the 2 coins. Okay, I'm getting really. They're in the investment section. Is this what you're saying? Is this it? Oh, no, that's this I've come on then. Oh, hang on. Ah, the Navy and the Britannia. Is this the coin that you're talking about then? Yeah. So it's the Navy and the Britannia, the one that Steve's interested in. 2015 Navy and Britannia. Somebody answer me. Yeah, I'm on Ian's club now, and I've got 2 pair of 2015 Navy and Britannias. So I'm assuming that that's the one that Steve's talking about. But I don't know if it's just me or the chat's just not moving. I'm assuming that's the one that you're referring to. Yeah. Yeah, but Steve wanted 2 2015 coins. And that's just the one that you've given me there. This is the link for the one that I think he's talking about. It's typical Steve, isn't it? He asks us for something for an auction. Yeah, 2 pair. Yeah, again, that's something that I'm not 100% sure of, so I'm not going to put it up. Purely because it's in the Ian's investment things, Ian's club. So until I've got a definite answer on that, I don't want to put them up until I've had an answer on that. Ian's away at the moment visiting his dad, and his battery was very low. Same listing as elsewhere on the site. Is that what you're saying, Chris? If it's same listing as elsewhere on the site, and the price is the same, then I'm happy to put them up. Steve, I bet it's just the same link that I've just shared, isn't it? Yeah, it's exactly the same link that I've just shared. But Chris Dye is just saying that it's listed elsewhere on the site. I think that's what he's trying to say. If he's saying that and they are elsewhere on the site at $39.95, then I'm happy to put them up. But same rules apply. It will be starting bid. Yeah, same price. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do that. So what's that? $39.95. So we'll be fair. We round it up to 40. Sorry, it's a long weekend and I haven't got the brains to work anything out, so I'm using a calculator. So I can put those up for you with a starting bid of either £13 or 13 coins. So if you're happy with that, then I'm more than happy to go with that as our first auction. So if anybody, if you're watching and you haven't got a clue what we've just been rambling on, if you click on the Great British Coin Hunts link or on Steve Fraser's link, that will be the first auction. So it is a pair of 2015 £2 coins, Navy and Britannia, with a starting bid you haven't either what, Chris? Okay, there. Yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes, Lorna. Just wait for so I can get it across to everybody what we're doing again, and then we'll fire away with it. So Steve Fraser's in with a £15 bid to get us started, and that's for a 2015 £2 pair of Navy and Britannia. 2 pairs. Is it 4 pairs? The way I read that, oh, hang on, Steve, it's sold out on there. See, now you're getting me to auction something that's not even on. Right, I'm going to give you the link now. Oh, right, this is my link, and it says they're sold out. Oh, but the way I understood that, Chris, to answer you, 2 times pair of 2015 Navy Britannia. See, again, I don't know. my first thought would be, I understand that to be 2 coins. But fortunately, it's sold out anyway, so I'm not doing it. Oh, Steve Fraser, I swear you're trying to proper frazzle my head today. I swear he's doing it on purpose, Chris. He's trying to proper frazzle my head today. Oh my God. So I was all excited. We were going to have our first auction, and I'm afraid it's sold out. Right, so I'm going to pick something. Right, the first comment, frazzle's better than cheesy Wotsits. Yeah, 2 pair Britannia and Belfast. I don't know, Chris, I don't know. But like I say, it's out of stock, so I'm not fussed. That's been and gone. I don't know, see, I do like frazzles, but cheesy Wotsits are kind of nice, I do agree. Right, so the first comment I see, I'm going to go with. Right, tell me either a 50p or a £2. Yeah, Steve can still bid and pay for it. I don't mind that. So tell me what you want, a 50p or a £2, and then I'll go and pick one for you. Actually, what are they listed? I've just had a thought, because it always seems to go well whenever I've seen it. So I might just go with one that I like anyway. I do know, Polly, are you still watching? Tell me if you're watching, because I know that you did want a Kew Garden. If you're still watching, then I'll put a Kew Garden up. Oh, yeah, okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm not going on. I'm not even going to get drawn into that conversation of. Although, see, I don't really want to do. I'll tell you what we do. I know what we're going to do. Because I've already decided which one we're doing. We're going to go with this one. A £3 coin. Yeah, nice, Steve. You'd get me going on there, wouldn't you? Polly, the way that the auctions work now, it doesn't matter. So if you're sitting there with, say, for an example, a pile of 10 2008 2p with the feathers, each one of those has a value of £1. So you just throw in your bid of whatever you want it to be, and then at the end of the auction, you tell us whether it's cash or coins. So it makes no difference anymore. There aren't cash or coins auction, it's all combined into one. So you could be bidding using your coins, and Steve Javid could be bidding using cash. So it makes no difference. Right, okay, so you want your queues, and your queue, the only ones we've got on the site are the ones that are with the certificate of authenticity and packaging, if I'm right. Sorry, my computer's on a go slow today. You are so gonna get a slap. You really are. Yeah, just no mixing of them. So you can't win an auction for 20 and say I'll pay £10 in cash and £10 in coins. Ian did start off with doing that, but that has now changed. Right, so I can do you a queue. The opening bid that I need on a queue then is going to be for £10 or 10 coin opening bid. That's right, isn't it? 30%. And on these ones, you're going to be able to pick your number and, you know, the one that you select. So Javid straight in with 10 for the queue. There we go. At the weekend, we didn't let you pick your number just purely because of the amount of orders that were being generated. But moving forward, you're going to be able to pick your numbers. As long as they haven't been sold out. But I'll be able to check those for you before you actually go and complete the purchase. So what I will do is I'll check the numbers still available, and when you go and make the purchase, if it's cash, if you put on the cash box what number you want, then fingers crossed you'll get that number. Yeah, your countdowns now are straight from 20 straight down to 0. There's no restarts on the countdowns. Reason being, some of those countdowns were going on for ages, and even sitting here doing some of them myself, I was getting incredibly bored just doing them. So I can imagine what it must have been like for people sitting there watching them. So the way I've done it when I've been modding it, so you can't get accused of that word, a particular viewer that's put in a bid. I feel sorry for you, Chris. I've just been closing my eyes when it's got down to the final number, just hitting the button at random, so I can't see who's got the highest bid until afterwards. That way, you can't be accused of doing it on that time of that person's bid. So that is basically that outline. So Lorna, fire away. If you're still on and up for a countdown, then you can start this one now. And obviously, for whoever's a CJ at the time, counting the saying the highest bidder is fine. Like now, Javid's coming with 12 for the queue. But obviously, when it gets down to 2 or even 3, then don't say anything about a bid, because it defeats the object of the person doing the countdown not knowing who's got the highest bid. Because I was doing that last night, I think, with Ian, and I've shut my eyes, so I didn't know. And then Ian turns around and says, "Oh, so-and-so's just bid such and such." And I was like, "Ian, you've just totally defeated the object of me doing that." So, yeah, that's just another thing to consider when you're doing it. So Polly's jumped in with 13. I know she desperately to get this coin. She was going to come on my live stream over the weekend and get it, but she didn't. Alcohol-induced sleep. Down to your last 7, although I'm probably might be a little bit behind. And I'm not going to say any of the bids now. just let it play out. We always have, I don't know why, we always have a little pause on number 5, and then a little pause on 2, I think 3, 2, and I normally sell it on 1. Some people let it go 1 and then sold. There's no set way, it's whatever the mod at the time is doing. So just if you're unsure of how the countdown's going to work, just ask the CJ that's on at the time, and either they'll explain it to you, or one of the mods will explain it. It's no different to when we used to do the £50 giveaways during the day. Each mod that was on at the time were doing the giveaways, and we all had slightly different ways that we did it. It's no different with these countdowns. So just if you're unsure, just check with them, because it wouldn't be fair if I don't know. I'll just pick on Steve Fraser again. Right, there we go. Sold to Polly. So do you want that for cash or coins, Polly? What was it saying? Yeah, just double check them, because it wouldn't be fair that you've lost out on a particular auction because of the way a mod has done the countdown. So just double check with them, because there's no point in you then coming back and saying, oh well, the CJ earlier did it totally different to that. So just for your own benefit, just check with them. As far as I'm concerned, the mods at the time of the auction have the final say. Whatever comment that they see last that has got the highest bid, that's what it will sell for. But again, just double check with your mods that are on at the time. Yeah, or just don't leave it too late, unless you're with Ian, exactly, because he'll only change his, won't he? Right, so what did we sell there? Kew Garden, wasn't it? I've got to double check. Full 15. Yeah, but this is it. The whole purpose being that we, as I tried to explain earlier, Polly, can you just let me know if you intend on that being cash or coins? I just need to make a note for the order, that's all. The idea being, as I was explaining earlier, Ian works on this 30% thing. So he'll buy a coin at a set price, and he'll increase it 30% or whatever it is. So we start off with a minimum bid. Oh, she said cash. Sorry. Oh, yeah, totally ignored it. Sorry, Polly, I didn't see that there. It was 14, was it? 15. That's right. So, yeah, even though it's gone for 15, sorry, it has been a long day and a long weekend, and Steve Fraser proper fried my head today. So yeah, although like Javid's rightly said, that Polly's got a great deal there, Ian has also made a small profit on that. So happy all round, everybody's happy. So that's the idea of putting a minimum bid on them, a starting bid. So even if it goes for the opening bid, then it's still, as far as Ian's concerned, it's still gone for cost price. I wouldn't say he's happy that it's gone for a cost price, but he's certainly not going to be losing money, if that makes any sense. As far as I'm aware, not too many went for minimum bids over the weekend. And even the ones that did, like I said, for those of you that saw Tracy, although they went for minimum bids, that's I've just got, so it's just given me another thought. Although they went for minimum bids, they were sort of 50% that I was putting them up for rather than 30%. So it was still, you know, win-win all round. So everybody was happy. What else? I bet he's not on now. Popcoin King, Stevie B. If you're on, can you just give me a shout? Let me know if you're on. Because I've got some news for you with regards to the cufflinks. So if you're on, just let us know. Evening, Scott. You all right? Ryan Collects. And yeah, just all I'd say, you know, if you're not happy with anything, because at the end of the day, if we don't keep all of the viewers happy, then this just ain't going to last long anyway, is it? So if you're not happy with any particular thing that you've seen, whether it's me or Ian or the CJ that's on at the time, tell them. Obviously, don't do it in a nasty way, effing and blinding, but tell them. All the feedback's welcome, and I know Ian over the weekend or prior to the, I can't remember. There were a few things that he'd suggested that people weren't particularly happy with. They got fed back to Ian and he changed it. And the prime example is now being able to bid with both coins and cash. Whereas originally it was one or the other. And people felt that they were missing out on certain things. So it's great now. Also the way, because I dare say that was quite boring for some people to watch. Previously, we were doing one coin, one cash of the same coin, whereas now we don't have to do that. So that's freed up a lot more time. But if anybody's got any ideas going forward or opinions on certain things, then yeah, just tell one of the mods or the CJs, and hopefully we'll have a chat and see where we can go with it. I'll say it again now. We got a few more viewers in. All of your CJs now are able to auction any coin that is on the site. So if there is a coin on the site that you would like to see auctioned, let your CJ know, and they have now got the authority to go and auction off any coin that they want. The same goes with prints on the site. The only things they're not allowed to do are the investments, points, and mystery parcels. I've got a little bit more scope, and I can pretty much do anything that's listed on the site. So if there's something on there, and like I said, if you want coins boxed up, when I say boxed up, more than one coin at a time to be up for auction, again, let your CJ know, and they can do a deal with that. The only stipulation is that there has to be a starting bid of 30% of the retail value of that coin. But you're still getting a great deal. You know, we've just done it there with Polly. The Kew Gardens on the site at £30 with certificate of authenticity and everything else, and she's just got it there for £15. Yes, Andy, I do, and I'll pop that up for you now. As long as it's not going to crash my site, stream like I managed to do it for Andy, for Steve earlier on today. So there you go. There's the link there for you. And that applies to anybody. If you've got links, if you're doing anything for charity or whatever, let the Kew Gardens are for sale. Not, I'll take it you're meaning the original, Simon. If you're talking about, oh no, that's, beg your pardon, that's the sleep out that we've just done. Sorry, Andy. I'm trying to get all flash and do it straight away. I've got yours now. Sorry. I'm so used to pinging that one up on the weekends. That's your link, Andy. Sorry. Simon, I take it you mean the original Q and not the 2019? But yeah, so if you're doing anything for charity, or you would like us to do something for a particular charity, 2009, no, we haven't got any of them, I'm afraid, Simon. Yeah, so if you've got a particular charity that you support, or you're doing something for charity, let the CJs and the mods know. And if you've got links, whether a GoFundMe page or something like that, and every so often the CJs that are on at the time or the mods are on at the time will share your link for you. Yeah, it's always worth asking, Simon. Always worth asking. And the same goes with YouTube channels. It's incredibly difficult to start a YouTube channel up, and getting up to your first 100 subs is a heck of a struggle. So if you want us to promote your YouTube channel, more than happy for you to post your link. I don't think, if I'm right, I don't think you can actually post the links. But if you ask the CJ, they'll post a link to your site, your YouTube channel. They're happy to do that. But don't take the mickey with it and get them to do it every 10 minutes or something, because you'll just end up getting silenced. But once or twice a stream, that's not a problem for them to do. So it's all about, if you like, being a family, being together on it, looking out for each other and helping each other. So yeah, so just going back to Andy's, he's been doing a marathon a week throughout October. If I'm right, that's on a bicycle, isn't it, Andy? As opposed to running. I believe that was on a bicycle. Yeah, on a bike. There we go. Raising money for his local charity, St Mary's Hospice in Birmingham. So if anybody can spare anything, I don't know. I've not had a proper look on there. I'll give you my word, Andy. I will make a donation on Wednesday. Yeah, Andy would appreciate any help that you can get on there. Brecker, man, you're not live. No, I am. You're live in the chat. Done a dedication to St Mary's Hospice in one of your videos. Oh, so is that the same? Oh no, it's St Mary's. Yeah, so there's the same hospice then, is it, Simon? The same one as Andy's raising the money for. That's awesome if that's the same. What a coincidence. Well, that's incredible. What a coincidence. Right, so I picked out. No, I'm not going to do you another one straight away. I'll do you another one at 1:15. We'll do another one at 6:15. And we'll throw another auction in. So have a think about what you want to, excuse me, about what you want to see up for auction. And we'll see where we can go with that. Sorry, I'm just rolling the smoke. I was really good today and I hardly had any. And then Steve totally frazzled my brain and I had to get nicotine inside me. So where are we going to go then? Does nobody got any questions or opinions on how everything's going, the changes? To be fair, Steve, it really doesn't take a great deal to frazzle my brain. It doesn't take a lot of work. Fags, Valium and rum. No, I swear to God, Chris, that was a cup of tea. I swear to God. I may have a wee drop before I go to bed tonight. I will actually. Why not? Steve shows everybody his bottle of gin, doesn't he? So I'll show you the rum I'm talking about. So that's the one that I was talking about. So I'm not having a cigarette. Yes, it's very nice. So I paid a little bit over the top of mine, but I did get a nice set of the glasses that came with it. So yeah, it was worth it. But no, that one's just for a treat. That's not one I drink all the time because it's rather expensive. Somebody recommends having trouble with his internet. Simon Rogers is having trouble with his internet messing up. So what's going on here? Right, Breckerman, basically we are a coin channel. Yeah. I must admit, when I do treat myself, I do give myself a nice measure. The GreatBritishCoinHunt.com, that's who we are and what we do. We auction off a lot of coins at pretty good prices, to be honest with you. There's several different ways that you can pay for them, which is a bit confusing. You collect 1p's and 50p's. Well, there you go, ideal. It was a 2019 50p that we just auctioned off, 2019 Kew Garden. I can see, fortunately for me, until I sort out my lighting in here, mine don't show up too well on the camera, because there was a lot of debating over the weekend about how you should have your coins in your folder, what order they're in, and all of this. So fortunately, the lighting's not great, and you won't really be able to see. Because that's my Olympics that I start off at the beginning of the book. And as you might be able to see, they're in no particular order whatsoever. They are just Olympics and they're in there. I'm not one of these that has to have them all set orders. They're just in there. And that's it. Where do we go from there? Then my Olympics then finish. See, it's not coming through too clear. And then I go straight onto the Beatrix Potter. Again, that's probably wrong in some people's opinions. Where do we go after the Beatrix Potter? No, we stay on Beatrix Potter. Yeah, and then I've just gone all over the show from there. You're probably not going to see it coming out. So literally in no real order on mine. And I'll finish at the back with one of my favourites, the Peter Pan set. And what else is in down the bottom there? I don't even know. The large 50p with clasped hands. A penguin. Yeah, so a mixture, Polly. A mixture of buying and finding. I got quite low. Peter Pans are awesome. And Javid, if you see, I've got a feeling it's Will Snell. If you, when you're online, if you see Will Snell on, if you mention it to him, I'm pretty sure it was Will that he gave me a link to get the Peter Pan ones from, and it was a really good deal. Some Isle of Man coins. Where am I going now? If I said I wanted some Olympic 50p coins, mainly wrestling and triathlons, what would you do for me? Simon Rogers, what I could do for you is, whether he's online at the moment or not, I don't know. Dragon Lord Coins, Steve Fraser, runs a site, dragonlordcoins.com. He has got every Olympics in stock. So if you go across to dragonlordcoins.com and have a look on his site, and you tell him that you've come from the Great British Coin Hunt, he'll either do you a great deal with them, or he'll throw in something extra for you if you state that you've come from the Great British Coin Hunt. So that's worth having a look at. The Great British Coin Hunt obviously do the Olympic coins, but not all of them are in stock, I'm afraid. Where are we? Oh. New Wallace and Gromit is out tomorrow. There we go. I've just had an email from, who was that come from? UK Coin Hunt. 2019 Gibraltar Christmas coins available on pre-order. If anybody's yet, I knew this 18 sold out very fast. Yeah, a few people were talking this morning about that, Jack. And I know quite a few people have got that on order. It's going to sell out, isn't it? It's just, you know, it's bound to. Simon, I collect all type 50p's, check my channels, but not selling. Sorry to sound bad, but the Christmas ones are the only ones I'm not interested. No, it's entirely up to you, Simon. You know, everybody's got their personal preference, what you collect and what you look for. You know, some people must have every single coin that's, you know, 50p that's released, where others like you just aren't interested in a particular set. Lufter's looking forward to striking your own Wallace and Gromit. Lou's got the same email, but you already know. Yeah, you probably know everything about it. I don't mean that. That sounded really sarky, didn't it? I didn't mean it in that manner. I didn't mean it that way. I meant you probably know exactly how many's being produced, who's getting them first, how many they're going to get. Simon, I don't think it is going into circulation. They make more money out of not putting it into circulation, don't they? Which, you know, again, that's one of the gripes that the Great British Coin Hunt have got. One of the gripes the Great British Coin Hunt have got with the Royal Mint. You know, every coin that they're making like these should be put into circulation. Why shouldn't they? And that's why the Great British Coin Hunt are doing it, putting them into circulation, because it's not right that collectors haven't got a chance to get them. And I'll give you the perfect example. If you go on to My Family Collects YouTube channel, at the end of a couple of their videos, if I'm right, is their nan, wasn't it, was collecting £2 coins, and she's got a lovely folder with all these £2 coins in there. Unfortunately, to finish the folder, the only way she can do that is by going out and buying the coins, which is incredibly unfair. Another one was, you know, my brother's daughter's just got into collecting. You know, she's only 11 or 12. I know it's Field Now Lawn. I was well pleased when they said that. I've got a feeling that Dragon Lord might have sent something across for her. So it's really nice that people did sort of, you know, group up and get it all sorted out for her. Because it's not right that, you know, the mint are sitting there, pardon the pun, making a mint off of our backs by not releasing these coins. I'm sure somebody will correct me. Thanks to Ian, Steve, etc. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was down to them. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but if I'm right, there hasn't been a £2 coin released for a couple of years now, has there? I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. And that's, you know, for me, that's just wrong. 2016, yeah, exactly. And it's not, you can't say it's because they're not making these coins, because they are making them. Fire of London, there you go. You think about it, that's disgusting. That's coming up 4 years that they've not released a £2 coin. Yet they continue to churn them out for collectors to go and buy. Yeah, and it's just not fair. That's my opinion anyway. I'd much rather see them bring the mintages of other coins down. You know, if they're going to say, for argument's sake, they can only put into circulation, I don't know, 100 million coins a year. I'd much rather they built the figures of a certain coin down so that they could release others. I'd much prefer that they did it along them lines. But unfortunately, that's not going to make them the money they want, is it? So that's why they won't put them into circulation. And you're seeing it more and more with the 50p's now. The amount of 50p's that they're bringing out and not putting into circulation, you know, it's more and more, isn't it? Where are we going, Jack? Shakespeare's in World War II. World War One, two, Louise. Hannah, hello, good to see you. I did send your love and everything to people earlier on, and people were very pleased to hear from you in one way or another. So that was good. Steve Fraser, Jane Austen and aviation were the first ones held back, though, as they gave out a few hundred. They called them circulators. I don't see. I know what you're saying, Steve. I know exactly what you're saying. I don't see how that you give out, you know, 200 of a coin that you can then call it circulated. It's just a joke. And for me, circulated, it's actually got to hit the tills, you know, and people getting them in the change, that's circulated to me. I'll put a link up for it if Steve can't do it. That's my opinion anyway, for a coin to become circulated. That's how it should be. But they know, you know, they're not stupid, let's be fair. They know that a coin such as Jane Austen is going to attract a hell of a lot of interest. So they pop them out. I don't know what they charge for their £2 coins. They're 50p's on the mint pages are generally £10 a pop. And they know people are going to pay that £10 a pop. So it's not fair. I don't think it is. But Simon, it's, you know, it's true. We should all boycott the mint, but unfortunately, it's not just the mint, as we've sort of discussed many times. It's the mint and the 288 group, which are Change Checker and God knows how many others. They seem to have so many offshots of 288 group that I don't even think they know how many they've got. And unfortunately for people as collectors, if you want to keep on collecting and you want them coins, you've got to buy them from somewhere, haven't you? So it is, you know, it's really hard. It would be brilliant if everybody boycotted them, but it's not possible and not practical if you want to carry on collecting the coins. I know, medication keeps wiping me out. I forgot what day I was on earlier. Been flat out. I've even not heard from my granddaughter. Oh, bless you, Hannah. No, so a lot of people were asking earlier on how you were and if anybody had heard from you. Louise said that she wouldn't text you. She didn't want to disturb you. I left it till quite late before I messaged you. Just check you were all right because we hadn't heard from you. Well, you did. If I'm right, you popped into Steve's stream earlier on this morning, but then sort of went again. So yeah, it's nice to hear from you. Amy as well. Amy was asking after you, so it's good to hear from you. Unfortunately, it's not great news because you're still in pain, but right, well, Steve Simon is looking for Olympic 50p's, mainly wrestling's, triathlons. We sent him your way. Yeah. Oh, it's not Steve Simon. It's Simon Dave. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just the way I read it. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing, which makes it work. Exactly. And this is, you know, again, it's one of the arguments that Great British Coin have got with regards to the Royal Mint and Change Checker and everybody concerned with that kind of, you know, that market. I'll even throw you another thing into the mixture if you want. And I won't name names, so please don't ask me to, because I just simply won't do it. I wouldn't mind betting a substantial amount that the Royal Mint or Change Checker or a combination of both of them actually sponsor some coin tubers. There's several reasons I say that. There are certain people that seem to get new releases sooner than anybody else, and that kind of thing, and that are churning out video after video after video, and I just don't think, again, it's personal opinion now, I don't think that is something that is possible to be done by a person without having some sort of backing. So Royal Mint sponsor Lou. No, I'm being deadly serious, Lou. That's, again, you know, it's just my personal opinion. And anything I do say is my opinion and not the thoughts of the Great British Coin Hum. But that is just my opinion. Oh, well, there you go. You think the same as well. And let's be fair, it makes perfect sense for them to be doing that. If you're a coin tuber that has got a following of, I don't know, 20, 30,000, let's say, it's perfect advertising, isn't it? It's perfect for them to be doing that. It makes perfect sense. So I don't see why they wouldn't do that. It happens in a lot of other industries. Let's not kid ourselves. I watch a lot of the casino streamers, and every single one of them, bar, you know, without fail, every single one of those that casino stream, you know, on online casinos, every single one of those gets a kickback from the casinos that they're streaming from. And we're not talking about a small kickback. Some of them are making tens of thousands a month purely on kickbacks from that casino. You know, so I say it goes on in every single other area. I don't see why it wouldn't be going on in this. Right, let me just catch up. Warren, here's an odd request. Can we auction a 10p A to Z album, just the album without the coins in it? Some people may have the coins and want the albums. They are the 2018 version and listed at $14.95. Let me just have a quick look at that for you, Scott, and I will get that straight up for an auction. If it's listed at $14.95, sorry, it took me a minute to actually read your message. Let's look in there. If it's listed at $14.95, I'll have to start you off. Oh, okay, it's not in that section. Oh, that's probably why I went to the wrong one. Okay, you say not the coins. You'll actually get a mystery letter to start you off as well. I can do that with a starting bid of £5 or 5 coins. So again, 30%. So more than happy to put that up. So if anybody wants to come in with a £5 or a 5 coin bid, we'll get that one underway. I'm just going to catch up on these comments. Hannah, you also promised us a tenner. Yeah. Chris, I can't even remember what I've even said to my kids. Never mind you, but nice try. It was a nice try. Lou, I've done that. 1 or 2 non-circulating coins would be okay, to be fair, but not all of the coins they have kept. Exactly, Simon. And, you know, we echo everything that you've got to say on that, you know. And if you go back and check some of the Great British Coin Hum's YouTube videos, you'll see the 2018 is not out of stock. Andy, the 2019 is out of stock. This is, I'm just checking that this is the one that you meant, Scott, 2018. Yeah. Yeah, 2019 is out of stock, yeah. So you're bidding for, and I can even show you this one. So you're bidding on the 2018 A to Z album. Included in that is one mystery coin. That's it, Scott, yeah. So actually, the going on Ian's valuation is listed on as $14.95, but you're also getting thrown in is one mystery coin included in that. So it actually puts the value to £20. And we're just on a £5 opening bid at the moment with Scott. And just to rub it into hammer, I will open it up. So I'm not too sure. So I need to sort out my lighting and show you. Scott, it doesn't matter. The way that the auctions are running now, you just bid 5 of anything, and it's not until the end that you then personally decide whether you want to pay in coins or cash. So all auctions now, if you want to put it really simply, your coins all have a value of £1. So you just bid away, and at the end I'll ask you whether you want to pay in coins or in cash, and it's only at that point then do you tell us. So for an example, you bid 5, that could be £5. Chris has just come in and bid 6, that could be 6 coins. The only thing you can't do is win it for 6 as an example and pay 3 coins and £3 cash. You have to pay the winning bid as a whole thing. I did just want to go back. Simon Rogers, excuse me if I'm way off the mark. It wouldn't be the first time with me. I have a tendency to put my foot in it. I don't think I've seen you about before. So if you're new to joining the channel, if you want to pop over at some point to thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com, have a look on the site. If you find No, it's no confusion, Scott. Not at all, mate. It's fine. Yes, Hannah, it's changed. Ian again decided to change his mind after he told us what it could be. So we're actually now, it's only one or the other, no mixing. Sorry, who was I talking to? Shit. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, should I? Simon. Yeah, if you go over to thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com, sign up to become a member, have a look through the site, decide you want to buy something, literally just buy something for a £5, £5 and a penny, I think it's got to be, and go through to the cash out, and in your basket it will give you the option of putting in a code. If you put in code FIVER using capital F IVER, you'll get £5 off whatever it is you're buying, and the only thing you'll have to pay is £1 postage, which, to be fair, £1 postage is dirt cheap nowadays. Most places charge you a lot more than that. And as an added thing into that, if you go back probably a month and look at the GreatBritishCoinHunt.com's previous videos, within those videos, every half an hour on those videos, a voucher code is given out for £3 off when you're spending £4. And every one of those vouchers are still valid. So go back, have a look at some other old videos, and throw some vouchers in, save yourself some money. And that applies to anybody. If you're buying something off the site, go back, watch some old videos, jot down a couple of voucher codes and use them, because they're all still valid, although we don't. There you go, that'll be a £3 off when you're spending £4. Louise has just put up there for you. Although we don't give those voucher codes out anymore, they are still valid. And there's loads of them, absolutely loads. So we are bidding on a 2018 A to Z folder with one mystery coin included. It's on the site at $14.95. Chuck in the mystery coin with that. That'll then take your value up to £20, because Ian's got them all at least for $4.95, I think. And current bid is 8 with Steve Fraser, if I'm correct there. Yeah, 8 with Steve Fraser I've got the bidding on. And I'm going to shut up in a second with how much the bids are at, because I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, I'm not going to mention any more bids now, because the way we do it is once Lorna gets down to 3, 2 or 1, she'll either close her eyes or turn her back and hit the button, and obviously it's going to defeat the objective. I then say, or before her, I say, oh look, so-and-so's just bid X, Y and Z. It totally defeats the object. Ian did that for me last night, and I was like, Ian. So yeah, so I'll shut up talking about bids. So Chippy Doodle Coins, Angela, hello, I'm really well, how are you? I probably don't look it, I probably look absolutely shattered. I'm a bit of a state, but no, I'm good. I'm good at the moment. I can feel it. I am starting to tire a bit, and I am going to have another early night this evening. But yeah, I don't feel too bad. It hasn't been a bad day. Just waiting on this auction to run out. I'm not going to say who's winning or with what. There we go, and that is sold to Steve Fraser for 10. So go on, Steve. Do you want that in cash or in coins? Because I just need to make a note of it. Not a problem, Steve. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're probably a bit surprised to see us on, are you, Angela? But we are virtually going to be 12 hours a day, 7 days a week from now. This should have been Ian's slot, but he's visiting his dad today, so couldn't. It probably is, Scott, actually. That probably is the first. For tenner, wasn't it? So yeah, Angela, we're virtually going to be going from 12. We're still, obviously, the 12 till 5s are the ones that are going to kickstart most of the days. There will be the odd one that there's somebody streaming earlier. But yeah, it's going to go right through till midnight, pretty much 7 days a week, with all different people on there. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. Let me just write down that last one. I don't suppose, does anybody on here, so I don't know how you're going to word this. I was going to say no, but you're all going to come back. Sorry. Oh, God, a general election. But does anybody personally know Popcorn King, Stevie B? I need to get hold of his address. I did ask Ian for it, but Ian has. Are you saying Steve didn't bow out gracefully there, Hannah? Yeah, I need to get his address, and Ian was meant to be sending it me, but he ain't done it. I've got his cufflinks to send to him, so it'd be really nice. Fraser's a top bandit, and he's getting me back for messing with his stream earlier on. Yeah, those of you that weren't on 12 to 5, I don't even know if a video's been made about it or whatever. The 3K subs giveaway for the silver proof, Steve Fraser was trying to draw that live online. It was quite funny. Ian was supposed to have done it yesterday, and he totally forgot what with everything else. So we wanted it to be done live on camera. So I sent Steve the links via the chat. Steve clicked on it and it completely shut his stream down. Nothing's been done yet. Okay, the winner has actually been drawn and announced, and I think it was, Steve will correct me because Steve will know. I think it was LightyCollects has won that, the 3K subs giveaway. There was just a bit of technically, I suppose you could say it was my fault, because Steve did give us a bit of a warning and say that his system probably couldn't handle it. So yeah, so that's probably, maybe I should have got Amy to do it, but the idea was, there. So yeah, your 3K subs giveaway has now been drawn, and as I say, I'm pretty sure it was Dan Collects. I'm not sure if it's been claimed. Well, not sure if it's been claimed yet. I've sent Ian the winner's detail, the winner's name, etc. And the plan was that it was already sat there, ready to be sent to them today. So fingers crossed, and that will be sent today, and he'll be receiving that very shortly. Although the way we're flying and seem to be destroying the sub counts, I really don't think it's going to be long before there's going to be some other sort of sub giveaway. I know the next big, to my knowledge, the next big thing in line is 5K and you've all had plenty of warnings. There's no reason not to stay in with this one. The next big one is 5k, and it will be auctioning another gold proof Peter Rabbit for A to Z 10p's. What I'm going to do is get it confirmed with Ian whether it is going to be purely A to Z 10p's, because obviously we've expanded what you can bid with now. So I need to clarify with Ian whether bidding are just going to be open to all of the coins or just limited to the A to Z's for that. And it's best that if we can get that outlined sooner rather than later, because it gives you more time to start ordering them and getting them ready to bid on the gold proof if you want it. So certainly this week I'll get in touch with Ian and get clarification on that one. And as soon as I know, I'll let you all know. And I'm just going to catch up on the chat. Okay, Steve's talking about the WhatsApps. I know my WhatsApp's been going berserk since I've been on. I followed your link and it chucked me off YouTube. You frazzled me. Did I forget to tell you that there was actually a little Trojan that I'd thrown in there for you? Hannah's off to restart her Frankenstein machine. Scott, it's fine, Steve. I'm happy today, mate. Got Puddle Duck, Peter Rabbit 18, and Flopsy from a mate at the post office. All face value. Awesome. I'd be happy with that as well, Scott. Very happy. And everybody else is just confirming they'll be extremely happy. That might upset our American friends. Well, this is it, Chris. This is why I thought that we're still a little way off that yet. Certainly a thousand. I personally, and I said to Ian this morning, I personally think we'll have smashed 5,000 come Christmas. The way the channel's been growing, I think we picked up 100 or so over the weekend. 3.3 now. There, yeah. I think we'll smash 5k by Christmas at this rate. So it'd be, yeah. So my thinking is, if we can get clarification now on what coins you can bid for the gold proof, it gives everybody a good chance to get some of them coins, so they can all have a bid for it. What did it finally go for? Was it 575? 375? I can't even remember now. 575, yeah. So we can all find out now what coins we can use to bid for this. It gives us all a fair chance if we want to bid for it. I'm sure, you know, if somebody's been sitting there on a couple of 102 pences, it'll make their day to be, you know, to find out that, yeah, you can use those in this auction. So yeah, I just think it's best if we get clarification on that. I know this one that we've just done, it was all kind of a last minute thing with the A to Zs and that, wasn't it? So it was kind of a last minute and a sort of publicity stunt and everything. But I think it's only fair for the next one if we give everybody an equal chance. I mean, we will be clearing Facebook and eBay again. It was so funny Lorna, you saying that, because for those that were watching it, when the auction got suspended because of the the fake bidder, if you like, the following day, I was just scanning through Facebook. Not really, I don't go on there a great deal unless I'm putting something onto my page. And I just happened to see Jamie in about three 50p groups. I think they were 50p groups he was in, but he was asking if anybody had bulk A to Z that they were willing to sell to him. But fair play to him. For somebody that's only been, I don't know if any of you knew, but Jamie's relatively new to collecting. He hasn't been collecting long at all. So for somebody that's relatively new to collecting, to go out and get his hands on 575 A to Z coins and to actually win that gold proof, that's pretty incredible. I know, he's absolutely buzzing, bless him, Anna. And he's such a nice guy. He messages me a couple of times. He seems to be sort of another one of us, our night owls, if you like. And yeah, he's a really nice guy, and he's proper buzzing, and I'm so pleased about that as well. I'm so pleased that it's gone to somebody like that, rather than one of these that's sort of got their head up their posterior, if you like, and I've just seen it almost as a bit of business. I'm so pleased that it's gone to somebody that is genuinely made up. Sorry, I will turn the sound off. Probably a bit late now with only an hour to go, but yeah, so pleased for him. Really, really am. And I say he's such a nice guy. Let me just catch up on some chats. Chris is going to use his 2Ps. You saying this, Chris, I kept an eye on you, right? You weren't on as much as I thought you were going to be on over the weekend. But oh boy, when you were on, you were throwing those 100, 200 bids around here and there. Oh yeah, I know you, mate. You've got a nice old pile of of 2Ps and 1Ps sitting there that you're just desperate to get thrown in. I know you, mate. I've got my eye on you. Still on cloud. Chippy Doodle coin picked up 1,000 2017 1Ps today. Wow. Was there a particular reason that you picked up? Did you intentionally pick up 2017 1Ps? Was there a particular reason that you got them? No, I've not seen Jamie today. Andy, can I ask what's special about the 2008 Britannia and the 2017 Shield? Now Scott's answered you. The 2008 Britannia only has 3.5 million. The 2019 Shield only 1.8. And why? That always sounds like a huge number, 3.5 million and almost 2 million. But when you take into account how many collectors there are, you can probably, certainly the 1.8, you can probably take 2017 Shield, not the 19. Yeah, I did read it as you've written it, but You can probably take half of those 1.8 out of circulation straight away, because collectors are going to take that straight away and put it into their collection. So that's a fast number that you're already taking away straight off. So that, although it's 1.8 million, you can, I think you can probably half that, or certainly below a million, because people are taking them out of circulation and putting them into their collections. Again, it's only my opinion. Don't take my word on it. You know, I'm sure we've all got different opinions and thoughts on it. Another one I'll give you an example on, and I didn't know until the weekend. Let me just catch up with the chats. Chris has got a pile of something. Chris promised you all of his coins. Yeah, you'd need a couple of big removal vans to put them in, Hannah, I can tell you. Didn't you get them? Hannah Ian's postman must have moved. Just doing a coin hunt and found a few, okay. Chippy Doodle, trying to get a stock to eventually start my own business, and I know they are low vintage. And I've got some by luck last week, so went back to the post office in the hope for more. And you got 1,000 of them today. Wow, that's not bad then. The 2017 Shield was rarer than the Newton released in the same year. Exactly. Lou, she's always a good one to ask. If you're wondering or you're stuck on something, ask Lou. She's always a good one to ask. She's got a wedge of each. I'll take out a circulation girl on my own. Yeah, exactly. But another one I didn't know about until somebody mentioned it over the weekend. And apologies, because I genuinely cannot remember who it was. And I think it was the Scouts, the Boy Scouts 50p. Somebody was saying that an awful lot of them have been sent to America, and they get given to people, or you know, to the, I don't know what you call them out there. Is it Cubs or something they call them out there, isn't it? And an awful lot have been sent out to America and given to them out there. Yeah, Scott's just confirming it there. Yeah. So again, that's a huge number already taken off the mintage figures of that coin. And we were chatting earlier on, I think it was on Steve's stream. So many of the commemorative coins, it was the Olympic set. So many of them get taken out. The boxing ones, for example, get sent to boxing clubs, and you know, and they're given out as prizes or whatever. So many of them do get taken out of circulation straight away. I'm sure that was Steve that was saying about the boxing clubs. He personally sent some to them, and quite a few to athletics clubs and that kind of thing. So when you think, you know, I say we were talking about the 1.8 million, although that sounds like a huge number, you take into account all of the collectors that you've got, all the other ones that are being sent out of the country, whether it be for collectors or whether they're given to, you know, people out there, the ones that are being given away as, you know, prizes for, I don't know, athletics or boxing or whatever. It soon brings that number right down, and you can see why they would become so valuable to people. So I think that's covered that, but we've still go. I don't mind, still talk. Let's go for it. The 2017 Shield is rarer than the Puddle Duck. I got mine. Andy, what's he hunting from? Oh, well, sorry, Andrew's just going to do, or Andy, sorry, I'm just going to do a coin hunt. I'm just doing a coin hunt and he's found a few. Well, if he's found a few, who's asked that? I assume he's doing a coin hunt on 50p, Hannah. If he's asking us about them. I'm just taking a, oh yeah, they are, he's just answered it. I'm just taking a wild stab in the dark light. But he did ask about 250p coins, so that's probably a good stab in the dark. No, Angela, I think the coins that Lou was talking about is, to be fair, she probably does. She takes everything out of circulation, that girl. God. And I bet it ain't just coins, I bet it's notes and everything she's taken out of circulation. I always laugh and joke and take the mickey out of Louise, but honestly, if any of you got any questions or ask her, she's good. She's always on the ball. She knows her. Anyway, so yeah, she's good. And she's got, trust me when I tell you, she's got a nice collection. No, I haven't been to see it, or before anybody starts all of this again, Steve, if you're watching, no. She sent me WhatsApps. Louise is a top girl. Can't echo that enough, Hannah. She is top girl. Hannah, hi Javid, just managed to get the pain under control. Bear flare up. Can have me right out for a few days, but I bounce back. I'm only messing with you, Hannah. You know that. I'm only messing with you. Everybody was really concerned about you today, and really was worried. That's it, Javid. Brilliant. Honestly, Hannah, you have no idea how much respect people have got for you. Again, you won't know half of this, but I'd spoken on my stream prior to yours about you really not being too good, and you'd gone for a lay down, and I genuinely didn't think that you were going to make it for your live stream. And then seeing you show up for your stream, and quite clearly in a lot of pain. And I said to you right from the offset, I said to you, Hannah, if you don't want to put any auctions on, don't bother with them. If you want to just sit there and have a chat, sit there and have a chat. No, you wouldn't have that, none of that. You sat there, you kept everybody going for 2 hours. And like I said to you afterwards, and I weren't just saying it to big you up, you sold more in your 2 hours than I had sold in mine. And you were in an awful amount of pain, and so yeah, you haven't got a clue, but people have got so much respect for the fact that you did show up and you didn't sit there and moan. There are so many people I know that would have sat there and moaned about how much pain they were in. You barely mentioned it, unless somebody asked you, "Oh, what are all these wires coming out of you?" You hardly mentioned it. So, yeah, I don't think you got paid enough respect that you should have got. And certainly from my perspective anyway, I was incredibly angry about that, as you well know. So I'm telling you, you have got respect of an awful lot of people for what you've done. So it's brilliant, and I'm really pleased that you're still battling on, and it meant a lot to me anyway. And also the fact that you know, the first female coin jockey that's come on and done this means an awful lot. So yeah, top respect to you. And I know that there's a lot of people that also feel the same. So that's that said. But I don't think you got paid the respect that you should have had. Let's put it that way. But that will change. The Wonder Woman will have still, yeah, exactly that. Javi, you could see on her face how tough time she had. Exactly, but and that's what I say. You didn't sit there and complain about it. Just got on with it. And I said to her, I genuinely did, and I meant it. Don't sell anything. Don't go through the auctions. Just sit and have a chat for 2 hours. But no, not at all. She weren't having that. She was going to get on there and kick everybody's butts, get them spending money. And so massive. I can't pay enough respect to her for it. I think it was incredible what she did. So yeah, I've said my respect anyway now. And you're getting loads of it in the chat, which is great. My Wonder Woman onesie. never more apt for anybody. That perfectly suited for you. Angela Echo in it. Love Hannah. Kisses to you all, but despite the pain, I wasn't going to. It's not about that, any of that, Hannah. Me and you have spoken a little bit on messages yesterday about it, and my opinions on a lot of things, which I'm not going to air on camera because I just don't think it's the right place to do that. And you certainly wouldn't have let anybody down, trust me on that. I would not. If you'd have sat there for 2 hours drinking cups of tea and, I don't know, chatting about, I don't know, EastEnders or, I don't know, Brookside, if that's even on anymore, if you'd have just sat there and talked about that, that would have been enough for me. And if anybody hadn't liked that, and there had been any comeback on it, I would have taken the blame for that. And you know exactly what would have happened if crap had happened over it. But we never got to that. So, big respect where it's due. Louise fell asleep. Yeah, we gathered you out. I think there was a couple of times that it was either Hannah or us on the chat actually sort of called you and you didn't respond. Even Steve Fraser, bless him, and he's another one. He was in an awful lot of pain. And I didn't know until at the time when he actually came on, about 3 o'clock in the morning or something. It might have even been a little bit earlier than that. And he happened to mention something, and I was, whoa, hang on, I didn't know that. Not that, it makes a difference to how you view somebody or how you talk to them, but it just came as a bit of a surprise to me. And he's another one that was in an awful lot of pain. And he came on in the early hours to see us and support it, and yeah, spot on. See you, Scott. We'll see you soon. When are you next on? I've got you on. So Scott, for those of you, there he goes, Stevie. I've got good news for you in a second. Scott will be on live tomorrow evening. I've got it from 8 till 12. So if you want to see Scotty on next live stream, 8 till 12 tomorrow evening. So jump on that and beware and join in with the fun and the games on there. I'm not going to ram auctions down your throat tonight because, to be honest with you, I'm quite tired. and I know a lot of you spent an awful lot of money over the weekend with us. But if there is anything that you specifically want to see up for auction, I will do one more before I finish at 8, purely because it wasn't on the site at the weekend when it should have been. So I will do that. But if any of you have got auctions on there, if any of you have got anything that you particularly want to see auctioned, just give us a shout and I'll do it. Javid, I'll explain now why I laughed so hard at that. Oh no, 16 is here. It was on something. It was on Steve's streamer this afternoon, was it? And I mentioned about Stevie being 16. That was it, on school holidays, wasn't it? And even, bless him, Dragon Lord was, is he not old enough? So many people have fallen for it. Hannah, that has carried on so much from then, from where Javid said he was 16. Virtually every stream afterwards that had carried on, and people are falling for it and thinking he is 16. No, Stevie, no, but what you have got coming your way are a pair of Stephen Hawking's cufflinks. As you know, you've been waiting for these for quite some time. And as I promised you at the weekend, if they weren't sorted for you by the end of this week, I would send you mine. I've not worn them or anything. They've just been taken out to show on camera. So I've changed that a little bit now. I'm not even going to chase it up with them back at the office. They've got so many orders they've got to plough through. So I don't know if you've got my email address or you need it. But if you ping me your address over to my email, I'll get these. No, honestly, mate. Honestly, I'd rather go without than you going without, Stevie. And you've waited such a long time for these. Honestly, so if you ping me across an email at some point with your address, I'll get these sent out to you today. Today, not now, I won't, no. Right, that's your email. Oh no, Google Mail. Yeah, no, it's not a problem, honestly, Stephen, honestly. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I probably won't get round to doing it until Wednesday. Tomorrow I just intend in having a day of doing hardly anything at all. Yes, I did, didn't I? So I should. I'll go back and I'll scan through my emails. If not, I'll just ping you an email, and I'll get these sent out to you Wednesday at the latest. Because I know that, as I say, back in the TGBC, they're going to be snowed under, and chances of you getting them this week. No, honestly, Stevie, like I said to you, I did promise that I'd get it sorted one way or another for you. And as I say, I've not worn them. They've been in the box, sat on my desk, and literally come out 2 or 3 times to go on camera. So I'm more than happy to send them to you. It's good for me because then it gives me something else I can shout at Ian for. So it's not a problem, honestly. It's not a case of that, Lou. Although it's really nice you saying that. Um, it's more, I don't like the thought that somebody's sitting there waiting for something forever and ever. And I don't think that's right, personally. And not just with Stevie, if it was somebody else, if there was something that I could do to help them, then I certainly would. I think it was, bless her, Nanny Sue. Those of you that are on during the day, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not quite sure how she managed to do it, but she, for some reason during the weekend, with the auctions, she didn't know that the coins that she was bidding on came with the COA and the packaging, which I'm a bit surprised about, because I know certainly whenever I was on, I was making a point of telling that. So anyway, she came, she won a couple of auctions, or she bought a couple, or whatever it was. And she then went off and bought, it was 5, I think. She then went off and bought 5 ephemera sets from the site as well. Then obviously later on she twigged on and realised that they actually come with the ephemeras. I'm probably saying that wrong anyway, but hey, well, you know what I mean. So I said to her, "Well, leave it with me and I'll make sure you get your money refunded." And again, I don't see it as anything special, do you know what I mean? It's just doing something to help somebody, you know? That's just, if it was my business, that's how I would operate. Yeah, I'd probably go bust in a month or something. But if it was my business, that's how I'd operate it. Do you know what I mean? If you're not keeping your customers happy, you're not going to have a business for very long, are you? That's the way I see it, anyway. So I will do whatever I can to help anybody. Right, where are we going? I know, Lou, but you know me, I'm not too good with taking compliments. It's probably, I don't know if you called it a fault, but it probably is a fault of mine. Don't take them too well. Where am I from? I'm from Tunbridge Wells, down in Kent. Originally from West Sussex, so over that way a bit. If you're looking on a map, about an inch underneath Gatwick is where I'm originally from. Javid. Sorry, CJ's behind one. Oh, bless you. That means a lot, honestly. And that is, you know, straightforward and simple. That's probably a pretty good way to describe me. Straightforward and simple. No airs and graces with me. It's what you see. Hannah, give me Steve's address so I can ambush the postman and tell him he's not old enough. Oh dear. Oh, I just can't believe how far. Honestly, I've got tears from laughing. I can't believe how far that joke has gone. Stevie, just got back from my website. Sorry, looks like I missed a good bit. RE hidden illnesses. I know a great deal about that. Yeah, I mean, I was just paying an awful lot of respect, really, to Hannah for getting up and doing her stream when she did, in the pain that she was in. I did even, begrudgingly, Steve, I did even mention you, and the respect for you for getting up and, you know, giving us your support in the early hours. Oh, Sorry, I'm not crying, honestly. It's a mixture of tiredness and laughing. Oh, God. Uh, yeah. Uh, Royal Tunbridge Wells, yes. Royal. I don't know how much longer for, but it will be. So I think it's past your bedtime. Parents told, I can't even speak now. My parents told me bed for 7, and I said a little bit longer, please. I'm off school. Oh God, I just, oh, Stevie Fraser. And I always say I'm fine when I say I'm feeling insecure and you're right, emotionally unstable. Yeah, I know what you mean, and I find it a really difficult one. Um, Obviously, I'm not in the pain that the likes of you and Hannah are in. Regards to physical pain, I go through more of the mental pain, if you like. Um, but I'm the same, and I know that I'm the worst person in the world for it. Um, you always say to people, "Oh, if you're struggling, let me know," or whatever. Um, yeah, when anybody asks me, I always say fine. Um, Very, very few times I genuinely tell somebody how I feel. Um, I don't know whether that's a bad thing or a good thing, or don't know. But yeah, so I do get what you're talking about. Schools are off, so I won't call you Pam. I was luckily drugged up on Oromorph and some more. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the names because I don't know there. Javid, I have to send my wife and the little one to bed. I'm going to play games on the PS4. I think I might smash a bit of time on the Xbox when I come off here. Ian, I want prize for being your youngest supporter. My parents said that I wasn't in bed by 10. I had to come home. Yeah, I like that, Steve. Warren has a persistent pain. It's called me. Love you to bits, Lou, honestly. I think you're a star, honestly. Another one, really. I know I've sat there and whinged like mad at, at you at some points. Um, you know, I even said a few choice cuss words to you. I think it was yesterday, I don't know. And you're always there, and that means a lot. That's nice. When you were struggling, you never turn 100%, Steve, 100%, you never do. Never do. And, as I say, I know it's a different pain, um, but I, never tell people. And it's probably not a subject that I should touch on too much on here. Probably better left for a video, but that's one of the reasons that I, through certain periods, have gone down the self-harming aspect, because I'm in so much pain and there's no reason that I should be in that pain, or there's no, I just say it, there's no signs of why I should be in that pain. So I do that, and it makes it, I know it's totally messed up, but as I say, that's for another time. Lorna's agreeing with us. It is a lot easier. Javid, I saw your video. I had a similar time with my wife. We both had tough times. Even I've got a whole family in the UK and I went out. And that's sometimes the hardest thing. I don't have a huge family around me, although I've got a huge family. my dad, my dad was one of 13, so I've got a huge family just on my dad's side. But close, I've only really got one, maybe two. But even they don't know, I won't tell them. We all have a whinge, it's part and parcel of being the family. Exactly. Wouldn't be right if we didn't, would it? I've had a coin for every time I used to say I'm foreign. I'd have more coins than you. That is so, so true. Lou swears more than me. I don't know. I think it is pretty on a par. I did throw some choice cuss words into there at the weekend. No, I really do appreciate that, Steve. I really do. And that was the reason that I put that video out there to say that since being a part of this community, how much I felt it improved me and it lifted my spirits and, all those kind of things. And it has. It's been fantastic. I have 5 brothers, 2 sisters. Yeah. I'll tell you one day about my family, Lou, and you'll understand. That's right, my phone's going leaving with this WhatsApp group. Yeah, you'll understand why I've really got really close to my brother, really. And bless her, I've got a sweet little cousin. Say sweet little cousin, she's older than me now, but I'm quite close with her. She means a lot to me. And we've been through an awful lot of struggles that are very similar. So she's really close to me. Stevie, me and you, Warren, will definitely talk mine face to face, and anyone else who is with this way we feel, or even not all supports well. Exactly, and I've said that to you, and I echo that to anybody else. That are struggling, use this as a. You don't even have to come on and say, "Oh, I'm really struggling with whatever it is today." Just come on and just join in with a bit of banter. This is why I'm not going to force any auctions down your necks tonight. Join in with a bit of the banter, and if it takes your mind off it for half an hour, then that's a good job done as far as I'm concerned. You haven't actually come on and poured your heart out. But at the same time, if you want to do that, my email address is on all of my videos that I do on my channel. Just throw me over an email. I know somebody sent me an email when they were pretty low. I'm not going to mention any names. And yeah, there's so many of us out there. It annoys me when people do ask and they think you're looking for sympathy, which is not what you're looking for. And I think, to be honest, Hannah, I think that's probably one of the reasons that I don't genuinely tell people how I really am. That, and to be honest, I'm sick and tired of being told snap out of it. I'm sick and tired of being told that. That's another one that people do say an awful lot. The other one is, it always makes me laugh. Well, what is it that's wrong? Always makes me laugh. Hell, if I knew why I was thinking and feeling that way, then I'd go and address that, wouldn't I? Unfortunately, a lot of mental health doesn't quite work like that. My moods can alter from half an hour at a time. I can be on top of the world, and then 15 minutes later, for no reason, I can be at the bottom of the world. So asking me why I feel that way, it's always cracks me up. But there we go. Use an elastic band. Feel like, I've been there. Use the elastic bands to pin. Another really good one that a therapist told me was chilies. So you have chilies of varying heat. So if you feel that you want to do, I'm not going to even say the words on the stream because I don't feel it's right at the moment, without sort of putting out a warning to warn people. But if you feel that you're slipping that way, then starting with the lowest value chili, you take a bite out of that. If the feelings continue, you slowly go up in strength of chilies, and it works. It works for me anyway. I'm not a huge chili person. My God, I have sweat pouring off me when I'm sitting there eating a steak. So you can imagine what I'm like when I'm eating chilies. But it works for me, and it's just a case of finding something that works for each individual person, and sticking with that. Chibi Doodle, I'm so blessed with my family, and I now feel so blessed to have you lot as extended family. It is, and that's what I like so much about it, and that hits it on the head. It is an extended family, and I'm so excited to be meeting a lot of them in January. I mean, proper looking forward to that. I've kept my job shut for far too long, and this is the only time I've opened up, kinda, and so have you and Ian, Steve, Hannah. Love this, but exactly, Stevie, couldn't echo that more. And there's no reason that you should be ashamed or embarrassed that you're suffering with a mental health illness. Absolutely no reason at all. It's tough at times, but me, Stevie, being the 16-year-old here to make you smile, and it certainly does. There's so many, Hannah. There's so many snap out of it, or I've even, I swear to God, and this is God's honest truth, okay? I've even been told by the crisis team to go home, have a hot bath and a hot cup of coffee, and you'll feel better. And that's coming from a crisis team worker that told me that. You look well today. Yeah, I know that feeling too well, Steve. Pop a chili up your... that would certainly make you move far better than chewing it. Yeah, but no, I know where you're going, Steve, but okay, change to chop it, people. Ian is going to cry if he sees this. He wants the video about coins talk. You should have been on Steve's video earlier on this afternoon then, Jared. I think it was an hour about sweets, wasn't it? And chocolate. I'm trying to take a bite out of my pizza. No idea why though. My hair needed some. It's various video doctors, and somebody says, how are you here? I'll tell you one on that in a minute. But your bum feels the chili burn the next day. It does, yes, it certainly does. Cheer up's a classic. My lady said, think of a balloon in your tummy and then let it go. And makes, there's so many of those sort of things. Now come all the mad ones, so to speak, in a kind way, all collect coins. I don't know, it's funny though. It is funny though. Saying about being at the doctor's, when I was with the one that I was with, everything was with her. Her son was seriously autistic, very high functioning, and because of that was registered disabled. And not just the looks, but the comments you would get from people if you went somewhere, not too far from me, we've got a place. So I can't even remember the name of it now. That had a I don't know, sort of a big summer fete, if you like, on one weekend. And the main feature was a big motorbike display team. And it's massive, to give you an idea of it, not just a village fete, a couple of thousand people there. And they actually had a sectioned blocked off for disabled people. So obviously I took him over there and stood with him in there. Not just the looks, but the comments you were getting, or we were getting from people. What the F are you doing in here, and that sort of thing. Because it's an illness that people can't see. So it does happen all the time. And that, at the time he was what, 8, I suppose, 8 or 9. So yeah, even with little kids, but there you go. Soothing tonight, handle a nice, coin, tactile and calming. It's mad, I only feel the pain when I hear my beat go off when I'm here. That's nice, that's really nice, Hannah. My balloon is weighed down by the pizza. My hair didn't pop. Steve, I electrocute the hell out of my back with a TENS machine. Distraction therapy doesn't give it a pain, but takes your mind off it. And that's it, isn't it? That's what it's about. Just take your mind off it. Right, I did say I'd do one more auction before we went. So come on, somebody give me a coin that we'll throw up for auction. And I'm going to break the rules today. Just because it's you guys and you've stuck with me for 3 hours and we haven't really done a lot. I'm not even going to put a minimum bid on it, depending what the coin is. So don't go on there and pick the dearest coin that you want, but you give me a coin and I'll put it up. And if it's reasonable, I won't put it. We haven't got any Captain Cook, Steve. Honest to God, mate, if we had Captain Cook, I would put it on. Yeah, so be it, Lou. It'd be on my head. So be it. I have a blue badge, one day part-time disabled by a bloke shout out, what's your disability? That is the sort of thing I would have done, Steve. I don't know if that is a joke or you genuinely did do that, but that is the sort of thing that I would have done. I'm going to stick mine on my son as his girlfriend's pregnant, so we're going to make him go through labour. I do hope that you genuinely did do that, Steve. I really do, because that is the sort of thing that I would have done. Mr. Dangerous, yeah, Lift Dangerous. I did do it, made me smile like how outrageous. And they are, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's always a comment like that is meant to make you feel like absolute crap. And then you throw something back at them like you've done there, and it does. It actually has a reverse effect and ends up making you feel brilliant. Yes, I'm so chuffed you've done that. So chuffed. A gold proof with a 1 coin star. I'll tell you what, Lou. I'll do you a deal, okay? Pretty fair, I like to think. So if you go on the site, you pick the gold proof that you want me to put up for 1 coin, and I'll start it at 1 coin just for you. I can't say fairer than that. Can we go up in half coins? I can't say fairer than that, Lee. You go and pick me the gold proof that you want, and I'll put it up for a £1 start. Oh, God, I'm seriously going to have about an hour's worth of WhatsApps to read in a minute. I can see me leaving that group soon, Steve. I'm a bit surprised. I was just going to say I was a bit surprised that none of you had cottoned on that there are actually none on the site. See, I didn't know that, Louise. I genuinely didn't know that when I said I'd put one up for you. I would have done it as well. Sorry. How about we do it with a silver proof then? If you find a silver proof on there, I'll do it for you for a silver proof. But I'll start the silver proof at 2p. I can't say fairer than that. That's fair. Steve, what you need to do is keep a white stick in your car. You got 3 silver. Do you know, I was so upset because I won another silver proof on eBay on Friday. I did pay a little bit more this time for it, but still, what I thought was good. I was really hoping it was going to turn up today, and it didn't. I was so upset. On Steve's stream, when I went, oh, be right back, that's what it was. I was running to try and catch the postman because I thought it was that, but it wasn't. I was so upset. You would, same as me, Steve, honestly. If I had anything at hand, I'd end up doing that. I think that might have just been in your head, Hannah. She didn't sound a pirate to me. So it's quite funny because it's still going. So the silver proof, they're probably moaning that we're not talking about coins. The silver proof that I won at the weekend is that one. And you see, I really need to sort these cameras out. So that was the one I won at the weekend, but I actually got delivery of this last week. Go figure. It is the Queen Mother. Yeah, so I won that one at the weekend. But I got that last week. Doesn't make any sense. The guy that I won it from eBay sent the wrong one, but he did have another one still on there. And at the time, I was the highest bidder on that. So he said to me, if you win that one, I'll knock the postage off it when I send it. So I think it was about $3.99 he had it on there for. So I did end up paying a little bit more, but I took the £3 into account that he was knocking off, which meant I could go a little bit higher. I still need to find the Lady Diana without Charlie. Yeah, I have got... I've got the two of them together. I haven't seen one with just Diana on her own. I know you have. You've already told. No, did you tell me that? Or did you tell? Oh, I don't know. See, that's how bad my eyes are. I'm really straining to see what you did show me it. Yes, I wonder. Oh no, I can't go back through them because it's just so many of them. Lorna's got Diana on her own off eBay. Settle on eBay for about £10. Yeah, I know, but if I go back and try and find that, Lou, we've had so many messages since then, it'll take me forever trying to scroll around and find it. It's a commemorative one of her death, I do believe. Yeah, see, I'm not a huge fan of the commemorative ones, although I do have a couple of other commemorative ones myself. Oh, so my eyes are terrible. God, look at me doing this. And that's for a £5 coin I'm doing that on. If Disney pops up at any stage, let her know that I've added the coloured 50p Christmas cards to my website for her at her request. Okay, yeah. She's usually on early morning shift, Steve, so actually I'll do better than that. I'll send her a message and let her know. That's easier, isn't it? I'll send her, when I finish in 9 or 10 minutes, I'll come off and send her a message. Yeah, same. So I've got him on his own. Let's see again, I'm trying to get you a picture. That's the one I was just squinting at, so you can tell how bad my eyes are and how much I need to get them checked. So I've got him on his own, and Mighty Group, how big's your collection? Not a huge Mighty Group, to be honest with you. I've only been collecting a couple of months now, but it's growing, it's getting there. I'll show you one that was, see, and this is where I say with speciality, you don't want to know what my speciality is, mate. You really don't. But it's not coin related, that's for sure. I agree, Hannah. He certainly does deserve to be on his own. This is what I'm telling you about about Louise. Okay, now I bought this set. I'm not going to read that one out, Steve, but I bought this set purely. I was watching John Gamble's stream, and some of you might have seen that he showcased you a Heinz baked beans pieces of 8 set, and I thought it was cool and something a little bit different. So I went off to YouTube and had a look, and I found the Benson and Hedges one. And again, something just a little bit different and something that not everybody's got, and I'm a sucker for something like that. So I thought, yeah, and it was a really, really good price. I can't remember what I did pay. Louise will probably tell you, because I can't remember. And it wasn't until afterwards that Louise then came on to me. No, she did. I swear Louise didn't come on to me. I swear she didn't. Louise came and said to me, do you realise you've actually grabbed yourself a really good deal there? And I had no idea. I know it totally came out wrong, Louise. I didn't mean it like that. It didn't mean to come out like that at all. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If you've got any questions or whatever, or you're stuck with something, ask Louise. She's generally pretty good with. Oh, I'm so glad I'm finishing in 5 minutes. I can't even stop laughing to read that. Oh, God. Oh. Stevie B, how can we take you seriously? I don't know. I don't know, mate. I really don't. Oh, God. I do. I certainly do. Oh, dear. I don't know. To be honest with you, being serious for a minute, we've only got a couple of minutes left. So being serious for a minute, Mighty Group, I don't know. I wouldn't say I've got a speciality when it comes to coins or whatever. I guess the 50p's were what really sort of tweaked my interest in it, I guess. Don't be serious. They were what really sort of tweaked my interest in it. Some coins have got a little bit more sentimental meaning to me. The Peter Pan ones have got meaning for me. Don't start again. The Stephen Hawkins have got a bit more meaning to me. So yeah, probably a bit more interested in the 50p's. But I don't know. And I think that's the problem, certainly for me anyway. If I get onto, no, I am not going to refer to anybody's first answer. That's my problem. If I get onto eBay, and that's how I ended up with the silver proof that I ended up buying. I went on eBay just generally browsing it, started off on 50p's. I think I ended up going to look at some from Gibraltar. Then I ended up looking at some Kruger rounds. And then I ended up with that one. And that's the trouble with me. Although I start out with the intentions of doing or buying a particular one, I do get kind of, I haven't seen them yet. I am quite excited to see them. No doubt I'll be one of the idiots that goes and jumps on and buys them nice and early. Yeah, I know where they, yeah. We did have a bit of a chat on Steve's stream earlier on about them. And I'm pretty sure that I will go and buy them. See, I know it's going to sound crazy saying it, 550 ain't bad really, is it? I may well have been looking at Q, actually. Funny you saying that, because I have been considering buying the original Q. So it may well have been Q that I originally started looking at. So it may well have been. But it's the same as me when I get onto YouTube. I start looking at something on YouTube, and within sort of 2 minutes, I'm off on something totally different again. Coins is the answer for you, Steve. Right, it's 1:02, and I'm not one for overrunning. I rather get out and run while I can before you lot have me in tears and bright red again. So, who have we got coming up? My Family Collects are on next from 8 till 10, and then 11 till 12 tonight. You've got Coins and More, and I've got a good idea that Coins and More are going to be in drag, which will be awesome. So stay tuned if you want to keep up with them. My family, I'm guessing, might be doing some hunts. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.